Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, we're going to kick things off talking about Kingston Properties Limited, their APO basis of allocation. That's KPREIT here for the additional public offer. Advisory that there were no reserve pools for this deal or transaction, and all applicants falling within the general public pool shall receive the full allotment for their subscription. Now, leading investment bank, Barita Investments, for 2022, that's this year, shareholders advisory notice for their AGM, their annual general meeting. This is Barita's, the company's 44th annual general meeting. AGM is going to be a virtual one or virtual meeting. It's going to be held to start off July or kick off July this year, July 1, 2022 at 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, TransJamaican Highway Limited, that's ticker symbol TJH. Notice to acquire shares here. Something big. This is really big financial news here. Something that could get TJH really moving. We saw something like this with Wigton. They came up with a couple of deals, M&A activity, and we see what it does with the share price for companies on the JSE, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So what's TransJamaica doing here? They state that they wish to advise that negotiations are currently taking place between Jamaica Infrastructure Operator Limited, they call it JIO, lots of acronyms in the market, who is the entity responsible for the day-to-day operations of the Highway 2000 east to west, and TJH, with a view to the parties entering into a binding share purchase agreement for the acquisition of 100% of the shares of JIO by TransJamaica Highway. Interesting stuff there. Next up, we got US 10-year Treasury note here. The yields pulling back quite a bit here. They were at 3.4, 3.5%. Now they're pulling back here to 3.2%. And what's happening here is amid US recession concerns. The aggregate possibility of a recession is now approximately 50%, listening to a lot of the US analysts and leading investment bank analysts in the US. Last up tonight, we got oil moving much lower here, heading below US 110 per barrel, 105, 110 range. And what's going on here? Based on the US President Biden's call for a gas tax holiday, we're hearing that pretty much all over right here in Jamaica, the Caribbean, but it looks like Biden is making his way towards it. We'll see what happens as a way to ease the domestic inflation in the US. Even though actually the SPR, that's what Biden calls the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, or everyone in the US, has been tapped actually twice by Biden. It has not dented the demand or assisted at the time with reducing oil prices, I'd say significantly or materially, although we're getting this pullback now. Now, Energy Department data shows actually statistics that US stockpiles currently are at their lowest since 1987 for the SPR. Still a lot though, 511 million barrels or so. So still a bit, but interesting stuff. We know what happened in 1987. We're not saying history will repeat itself with the stock market or so, but of course, with the doomsayers out there, the recession impending and stuff like that, that gaining traction, we just covered that, 50% probability. We'll see what happens in terms of looking at these numbers and these statistics. I'm Mark Croskery. Have a fantastic evening. This is Business Live.